Amaya. So today's video is, your average everyday makeup look, school, work, totally. Hey, what's up everybody, it's Amaya. So today's video is my first ever Halloween tutorial. This is an actual Halloween costume makeup tutorial. I have never ever done anything like this. I'm so glad that I did because I love it. So if you guys can't tell, I am a mermaid. So this is like a mermaid sort of inspired makeup look. I did all blues. I added some gems. I've never done anything like this, so please be kind. I am really excited. I'm still learning. So this was really a big learning curve for me. And I am so happy with how this came out. I've done so many practice rounds of this look, and this one is my absolute favorite, and I'm so glad. If you guys want to figure out how to get this mermaid inspired look, then just keep watching.
Hey guys, so we are going to get started, and I'm going to start with the face today because I want our eyes to have a very blown out smoky look. I don't want them to be too harsh. That can happen when you do your eyes first and your skin second. So I'm just going to start priming with this e.l.f. mineral primer just to smooth out my skin, and then I'm going to take the L'Oreal Magic Lumi primer. And I'm going to put that all over my face. I'm going to use actually quite a lot of it because I really want this to be very, very glowy. I want to be a very glowy mermaid, not a matte mermaid. So then I'm going to be taking the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Foundation, the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow, and then these two e.l.f. Shimmering Facial Whips. And I'm going to mix them together, spray my brush with some NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray, and then I'm going to apply this all over my face. And as you're going to see, it's a really beautiful, dewy combo. I really like this, and yeah, I'm just going to apply that all over my face and down my neck and all of that good stuff. So now I'm just going to take my beauty sponge and just kind of blend everything out, making sure there's no harsh lines. And now we're going to start with the eyes. And I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer, and I'm just going to be applying that all over my lid just to create a nice crease-free base. And then I'm going to be taking a little bit of the NYX, okay, not a little bit, a lot of it, of the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, and literally just slapping this all over my eye. You know, you're going to look really, really cute after this is done. And then I'm just going to take my finger and blend that out, but I'm not going to blend it out all over the place. I'm going to try to keep it pretty much where I applied it. I want it to be nice and opaque. So then I'm just going to go in with this e.l.f. liquid eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Champagne or something like that, and I'm just going to apply this all over the inner part of my eye. You really don't need to do this step because it didn't really help much in the end, but I just thought it'd be a nice base for my shimmery shadows, and it's a little bit sticky, so I just started with that. Then I'm going to take this JCat like pigment eyeshadow, I think it's called Shine Your Day or something like that, and I started applying it with a little brush. And then I decided to switch to a big brush because the little brush just wasn't working for me. And this is in the shade like Ice or something like that. Everything will be listed in my blog post down below, which will be linked, so you can just look for all the products there. So I'm just going to apply this over the inner first part of my lid and then blending it out onto my brow bone and everything like that. Then I'm going to take Ocean Frost from Morphe. This is really pretty shimmery blue eyeshadow, and I'm just going to start blending this into the crease. As you can see, I'm starting in the outer corner and bringing it slowly in, and I'm keeping it pretty high. I'm not really bringing it too low or too far into the crease. I'm keeping this pretty high and very light. So as you can see, I'm really taking my time blending this and blending this. I don't want this to be too opaque. So I'm taking Breakfast at Tiffany's by Morphe as well. This is a matte like powder blue shadow. I'm just going to blend this. As you can see, I'm just using this to blend out the Ocean Frost shade, make it a little bit lighter, and I'm going to keep this more in the crease and also use this to blend out onto the side of my face. So I'm going to take this shade, it's called Cha Cha from the La Bamba 2 palette by The Balm. I'm going to take this e.l.f. crease brush and really dig this color into my crease. As you can see, I start to apply it, and then I kind of open my eye and really start to get it in there. So this is really, really pretty. I'm so glad I did this because it creates really cool dimension on the eye. Then I'm going to take Ocean Frost and just blend that back out, make sure there's no harsh lines, and make sure nothing's too pigmented. I don't want this blue to be too pigmented. I really just want it to look so beautiful and like a gorgeous wash. As you can see, I'm doing that here again, just putting that in the crease and then blending it out like so. I'm just taking that crease brush again and just making sure everything looks perfect. Then I'm going to take this one, I think it's called Blueberry or something like that. It's from Morphe. And I'm going to just put this into the crease the same way I did the La Bamba shade. Really, really get it in there. As you can see, this is a very vibrant, a very pigmented blue. And I'm really just going to keep it in that crease, like so. So I'm really applying that color. And I'm also starting to wing it out. I want to keep everything, especially the blues, on the outer corner. I think it creates a really, really pretty, flowy look. So again, doing that on the other eye, just like so, and really, really getting that in there. I'm going in with Ocean Frost again and blending everything out, just making sure there's no harsh lines and nothing is too pigmented. Everything just kind of looks blended together. This is one of the looks where you actually do want everything to kind of be muddied together in a way. You don't want anything to stand out too much. Then I'm going back in with Breakfast at Tiffany's and just applying that up higher in my crease because I felt like everything was starting to look a little harsh, and I really want this to go straight up to my brow bone. That's why I didn't do my brows first like I normally do, because I want my brows to go in the shape of my eyeshadow, not my eyeshadow to go in the shape of the brows, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to take this NYX loose shimmer. I don't think they sell these anymore, but you can still get them on like Amazon and different other places. And I'm just going to apply this on the middle of my lid. You can use any sort of blue pigment that you would like. I'm just using a brush to do this, and then I'm going to be taking this LA Colors pigment that I just picked up at the dollar store, honestly. It's really, really cool, but you could use any purple pigment, and I'm blending this into the outer corner, and this is probably my favorite part of the whole look, because once I start to blend this out, it creates this beautiful like transition from purple to dark blue, and it just looks so gorgeous, and it looks almost duochrome. So as you can see, I'm just taking this angled brush. It's an angled like flat brush. I'm just going to blend that in like so. Then I'm taking this pigment from MAC. It was a little sample, and I'm going to blend this onto my inner part of my eye because I feel like I need a little bit more pop. This is kind of like a really pretty duochrome shade. Something like Makeup Geek Black Light would be very similar because it kind of has a purple shift, but yet it's white. So I'm just going to be blending that onto the inner part of my eye, and then I'm going to be taking Liberty from ColourPop, gorgeous shade by the way, and I'm just going to put that on my inner corner as well. Literally just go through your collection, find all of your white and silver eyeshadows that are super duper shiny, and just pack them on your eye. That's literally all it takes to do this look. Then I'm going to take this white liner from ColourPop, and this was kind of an interesting touch. So I was going to try to do a wing liner, but it just wasn't working out, so I just did the wing of the wing liner. So I'm just taking this and pulling it out onto my outer corners, and it creates a really, really cool look. Kind of like, I don't know, like a wing or something like that. I don't know, I really liked it. So then I'm just going to blend away any fallout that I had, and I'm going to go in with concealer. I wanted very bright under eyes, so that's what I'm doing. I'm using a lighter concealer than I normally would, and making sure my under eyes are very nice and bright, because I wanted this look to be very dramatic, and because our eyes are so dramatic, I wanted our highlight to be so dramatic. So I'm going to take my sponge and just blend all of that out. So then I'm just going to take a little bit of this makeup wipe and just kind of get any creasing that I was getting in the inner corners from any leftover shadow and just fix that. Then I'm going to set this with my NYC Loose Translucent Powder, but I'm just keeping this up in the areas where I know my concealer will crease. I'm not bringing it all the way down because I don't want this look to be too matte. Now I'm taking the e.l.f. Illuminating Palette, and I'm going to be taking the neutral shade and the lighter shade and just using this to set my face. This is very similar, I've heard, to the Ambient Lighting Powers from Hourglass, and I like using this to set my face because it creates a really nice glow and doesn't make anything look too heavy. So that's what I'm doing right here, just using this to set everything. And then I'm going to take the lighter shade and use that to set under my eyes. I wouldn't normally do this, but I really do like this for this look. It's going to be very nice and shiny. You want to be shiny. You live in the water. When you live in the water, you're not matte, okay? Then I'm going to be taking just a tiny, tiny bit of the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster, just a tiny bit to add some color to my skin so we're not so flat. And I'm just going to use a fluffy brush to just blend that out because I don't want to be bronzed with brown. I'm going to bronze with blue. And now I have a story. So, you know when you see people on Instagram using like a fishnet or something like that to do their contour and it comes out really cool and everything like that. Well, that's what I tried to do here. I tried to use all my blues and contour and everything. Needless to say, it was a little bit of a fail. Didn't really work. So, no biggie, just gonna fix that. So all I did was went back in with all the blue eyeshadows that I used on my eyes, including the pigment, and just used that to contour. So I just used Ocean Frost, Breakfast at Tiffany's, the pigment, like I said, and I'm just using that to blend in everywhere. So I'm just going to put that right exactly where you would contour. Just pretend you're contouring, but use it with blue. And I kind of actually liked this part the most. This was really fun. I'm just going to take a little bit more of that highlighting shade and just put that underneath the contour and underneath my eyes, just to make sure nothing gets too harsh up there. Then I'm going to just contour my nose, but I'm using a little bit of the Physicians Formula not butter bronzer, bronze booster. And then I'm going to be taking this white eyeshadow from Wet n Wild, I think it's called Sugar. I'm just going to use this to highlight just a little bit more. Then I'm going to take the blue shade because I thought my contour was looking a little too, I don't know, faded. And I'm so glad I did this as well because this creates such a beautiful, sharp contour. I'm just using that same crease brush from before and just using this to really carve out my cheekbones. And the end look is so cool. I just really am so glad that I did this step because it really does make a difference. It really makes you look very nice and sculpted and almost fish-like. So as you can see, I'm also bringing my contour way farther down than I normally do. You want this to be very dramatic, so you should totally do that. Then I'm just taking that same brush from before and just blending everything out. Now I'm taking that white pigment from before the JCat one. I'm just packing that a little bit on my inner corners of my eyes. I just felt like it needed a little bit more of a pop. So I just went over and layered that. But, you know, do whatever you would like. Now I'm going to fill in my brows. So as you can see, I'm just following the shape of my eyeshadow and letting them frame the eyeshadow. If I did my brows first, I wouldn't necessarily have the winged out look that I have right now. But if you have sparse brows, you can even cover them and put like a different color, like a blue eyebrows. You could totally do that, but mine are so thick it would be impossible to do that. So then I'm going to be taking Ocean Frost again, and I'm just going to be putting this on my lower lash line. Also, I applied some false lashes off camera. If you guys couldn't tell, I just applied the Ardell Wispies, but you can use whatever lashes you see fit. Then I'm going to be just blending everything out underneath there with a fluffy brush. Then I'm going to take Cha-Cha from the La Bamba palette and just put that on the very outer corners as well as in my waterline. So then I'm going to be taking some Miss Makeup mascara and just putting that on. I really apologize for my voice, by the way. I'm very stuffy. So then I'm going to be taking this Ofra eyeliner. And as you can see, it didn't work. So I did take the La Bamba shade and put it in my waterline, like I said. So I'm going to be taking this highlight from a spoon. This is my favorite part. And I'm just going to be applying this all over my cheeks as a base highlight. Yes, a base highlight. Don't worry, honey. There is a lot more highlighting to come. So I'm just going to be applying that everywhere like you see. Then I'm going to take NYX Girl Talk, which is a really pretty shell pink iridescent shade, and I'm just going to apply that. Any iridescent pink eyeshadow or highlighter that you have will totally work. That's going to make you look very wet. Then I'm going to take that JCat pigment again and use that to highlight, and this just looks so gorgeous. Then, of course, it wasn't enough. Of course it wasn't enough. So I took the NYX shadow and I put this all over, and this made me look like a fish. Literally made me look like I had fish scales. So now here comes the fun part. What you're going to do is just take any gems that you have from the craft store, you have lying around, use some eyelash glue, and just put them on all over your face. I decided to go right on my temples and halfway up my eyebrow, but you could go all the way across your eyebrow. You could go more on your forehead, on your nose, on your cheeks, wherever you wanted to go, wherever you saw fit. But this is where I decided to go. And I found these gems that looked like bubbles. They were so cool looking, so I decided to use that. I used a little pink one, I used a little rhinestone, like literally just go ham with this part. This is the most fun part where you can just be so creative and fun. So that is the finished look, you guys. Now I'm just going to spray my face with some Wet n Wild setting spray and some NYX setting spray, and we are finished. So I'm just going to do that, and then there we are. I just put on a bathing suit and kind of a beach looking sweater and some necklaces, and we are all good. So now I'm just going to put some lipstick on. I'm using the Sao Paulo liquid lipstick from Ofra, and then I'm just going to take that same liquid eyeshadow from e.l.f. and put that on the side of my lips. Then I'm going to take some of the NYX eyeshadow, put that on the center of my lips, and basically just highlight the center of my lips with the highlights that we used. Because I did want this to be a nude lip, but I want it to be shiny, so I also used the J-Cat eyeshadow to really add a pop. Now I'm going to start bronzing up my skin. So I'm using this Desert Bronzer from City Color. It's very shimmery and really pretty. So I'm just going to use this to make myself look very tan, very shiny, all that sorts of stuff. My face is a bit pale. Then I'm just going to take the NYX eyeshadow and just bronze up my collarbones, and then I end up bronzing up my shoulders a little bit later. So we are finished. I hope you guys like this look, and I'll see you later. Mwah! Bye.
So that's it for this video, you guys. I hope you guys like it. Please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Have a happy Halloween, you guys, and I love you. Mwah. Bye. Yeah.
That's so thick.
That
I hear that now.
feels nice, doesn't it?
Feels nice. Sounds nice.
Sounds. 1, 2, 3.